Good evening. Good evening. Let's see. Good evening. I'm Carolyn Lewis, and this is Faith by My Deeds. Set this up here so I don't have to hold it. And today's topic is on what happens to the body when women have a time with this one is not withholding sexual intimacy or touch from a man, or and men have the problem of wanting to touch only when there's going to be a sexual connection. Where's the balance? How do you get to a balance? That threefold cord is hard to be broken. That's God, the husband, and the wife. How do you entwine those three together where the marriage is taken care of, each individual, but the marriage is a project that you must take care of. So you have a husband and a wife, the two becomes one flesh. But you also need to become one spirit. You need to become one in the spirit as well. Therefore, not trying to use manipulation. What is going on with this? Not using manipulation or withholding sex until you do what I say, or if I get what I want, we're not touching until I'm happy about this or that. We're not doing that's harming yourself, that's harming your marriage. That's not what needs to be done in order to um, cause you to grow and learn how to manage um, disagreements, how to manage family, extended families involved, the in-laws or work and everything else that you have to deal with and come together. When you withhold, not only is that against your marriage, because your body is not your own, his body is not his own. You're coming together to one to keep the other from stepping out. Oh, they ought to be committed not to do it. That's not necessary. So you are a human being with hormones, with thoughts, with processing. And if that person feel like you're going to reject them, which is tough for anyone, male or female, rejection, there's going to be some other consequences, and you shouldn't tempt each other like that. But super glue is what I refer to. If you hear me saying super glue a lot, that's the intimate part of your relationship. That super glue can help you to forgive, can help you to remain close bond, can help you see that person in a different light, as well as give you the dopamines, the oxytocins, what's the other one? Serotonin and endorphins that help you regulate your mood, your emotions toward this person, or feel good. Like when you started out talking and you would hear their name and smile, or if the phone ring or they send a text, you smile. That dopamine that you was feeling then, keeping a connection with your mate is also a way of keeping those same chemicals alive and well and flourishing throughout your life. So you don't want to say, well, he didn't buy me this, or he didn't do this after work, or she didn't fix my favorite this, or whatever the issue is. And I'm gonna call them petty, because if it's something you're letting break down your relationship, that's either an act of a service or purchasing you something, you would destroy your marriage over an item to be purchased, or destroy your marriage over gas not being put in your car, or the certain dinner not being made for you, what have you. Let's see if I trying to zoom in here. I'm not. Anyway, these are the things that you want to pay closer attention to, and make sure that you keep them in light, keep them in the forefront of you taking care of yourself and your marriage and your spouse. Seeing yourself, yes, you are individuals. Yes, that is a husband and a wife, but you have the responsibility now of pulling that marriage together, or help holding that marriage together. And that's another reason you're not supposed to awaken a love in someone, because when you awaken that oxytocin in that person and they get used to your scent, get used to seeing you, get used to hearing your name, that at bonding, the oxytocin, that bonding, that super glue that gets that person involved with you, you awaken that in that person. Yes, it is like crushing them when they have to either let go or you leave and they have no choice but to try to gather themselves back up. You are made in a way to help you bond with a person. Another reason that's not having sex outside of marriage is very important, because there are things that take place within the body, within the mind, to help you bond closer to this person, to help you to be able to understand this person, to help you to work through issues with this person, to help you to have long suffering with this person. Yes, you want good, you want to be happy, you want things in your life that's going to help bring your life back to a place of, what is that? I don't know, but my workstation over there. Oh, my snowman fell over. And you need these things to help you keep going. Use communication appropriately. Don't use your words to tear down your mate. That's life and death in the power of that tongue. Use your words to build up your mate, to build up your marriage, not to tear it down. And if there, or when there is, not if, when there becomes a time of lack of understanding, you remember you two grew up in two different homes, two different means of chastisement, understanding, and dealing with people. You got to adjust and align to each other in a way where you're continuously learning, because guess what? Ever so often, 8 to 10 years, you change again. Some people in 5. So you must always continue to learn and grow with this person. Um, you're always changing. You going to school or you going to work, life experience, you're going to change again. If you have something traumatic to happen, that's going to be a change. You have something great that happens. Once that sink in with you and you are operating in that, guess what? There's going to be a slight change in you as, again, and that part of your life as well. Children, a new birth, that's going to bring about a change in you. So you must be aware of these things that are bringing about a change within your life. So I put on there, what did I say? The super glue, the bond, the oxytocin, the dopamine. Okay, let me explain those. The oxytocin, which I already said about that, which is the bonding. That help bonds you, get you used to wanting to have that person around. I don't like the word of butterflies in the system, because that's your nervous system that's saying there's something wrong. So the excitement that you will feel when it's someone that you're interested in, they call, they text, they come by, not butterflies, which may feel more like being nervous. Because if you're feeling that, statistic shows, and paying attention back to other experiences, when you starting to feel those butterflies, that's your body warning you that something is not right. That's one of them red flags you need to look out for. So let's say the excitement, or the word I'm looking for, um, excitement, the inspiration of waiting to see this individual. So that is something you want to look forward to. But the dopamines, the feel good chemical that's within your body, you want that because it helps regulate what you think and feel about this person. It helps set up the desires for that person. Do not go to bed angry. That just came on to me as well. When you allow yourself to go to bed angry at this person, "Well, this wasn't taken care of right, that wasn't paid right, da da da," is it worth the death of your marriage? Is it worth that? Most likely it's not. So a lesson is outside of adultery. Wasting, can you stop wasting the money? A lesson is something else that can really cause you harm or cause harm to the children. Have that listening ear. allow your dopamine for this person not to go so long without um, it increasing or re-upping again, because a long extended time without it can cause you to start caring less. And a telltale for you men, for the women, when she gets so she's not asking you where you going, she's not asking you when you coming back, or when you get back, she didn't ask you where you been, and she started being quiet. Yeah, you have a little time left to kind of fix things with her because she's checking out. There's no oxytocin circulating in her mind and brain towards you. There's no dopamine there, and there's definitely no endorphins that keeps her happy about your presence. So you still have a time of repair at that time. But if she totally goes quiet and she's not saying anything, it's not that you've won. You've definitely lost at this point. So do not give in and think, oh, she's quiet. She finally learned her place. She's no, she's checked out and she's really not caring if you come back or not. And ladies, for him, if he's just not trying to put forth that effort, where he's not trying to touch anymore. Yes, you don't want to be touched only when there's going to be sexual gratification, but he's no longer coming up behind you when you're cooking or cleaning or doing something else to touch you, because you always either swat his hand or tell him to stop, to go away. He's not putting forth that effort anymore. Stop mistreating him in a form of mental. That's mental for him, because he is in his mind and he wants to have that right to touch, to hold. But he just needs to also remember, you want to be touched more so than just to go into an act. So it's talking and understanding. Again, communication. And not allowing the in-laws to butt in when you're having situations that's going on that requires communication. Run into either mother or father on the other parties. Don't do that, because when you work things out, or if you work things out and you all are good, those in-laws not going to be good. The parents, the siblings, they're not going to be good. So you need to watch who you confide in. Try to confide in each other if at all possible without the outside, or for those who have a pastor you trust. But if that pastor is trying to tell you against him, then that's not the right pastor to talk to either. Um, Journaling is one way, because you're writing it out and you're talking out loud. Journaling is one way to get your thoughts out, because just like if you was talking to someone else at that time, when you're journaling, you're also responding back and you're hearing some answers that come to you. Now, if you happen to go to marital counseling, okay, great. Then you can discuss different ways of communication, communicating with one another, and build up a way that's good for the two of you. Because what works in someone else's marriage may not work for you inside of yours. You need to do what's right for you and your household, you and your spouse, not what uh, hmm, Jane, Sue, John, and Adam was doing. You need to do what's good for you and yours. So, therefore, you need to make sure that you pay attention to what's working for you all. Is he a talker? Do he need time to calm down, to get his words together? Do she need a moment apart from you to maybe think, or to write, to cry, to whatever it is, time to exercise? Know each other well enough to know what you need when it comes to needing to calm down. But do not use touch or sex as a weapon against each other. That's that super glue that's going to help reel you right back into this person, and it's on purpose. Remember in Songs of Solomon, he took me to the banquet hall and his banner of love was about me. And guys, when love your wife as Christ loved the church, when you have these two things and you commit submitting one to another, first of all, if you loving that woman right, there's nothing she won't do for you. You'll be at the forethought of every decision she has to make. Her ultimate goal would be to show you her love in her actions. you need to make sure that you're doing the same. Putting her to be a leader, you don't lead by force or push and shove. Your thoughts when you're making a decision is, how's it going to affect her? Is it going to benefit you two as a unit? Or is this going to be something that's just going to benefit you and your ego? So you need to make sure that you are making the decisions for each other and treating each other with respect. So that's something else that you want to definitely make sure that you're paying close attention to. Now, I'm going to take a second right here and answer. Give me a second to reply to a message here. I saw a video earlier that it was a lady bragging about how long she had withheld sex from her husband. And lo and behold, before she knew it, she saw a message come on her husband's phone. And it was another woman writing saying she needed diapers and so forth for the baby and some food. So you definitely don't want to give a foothold to the devil. Don't give a foothold to the devil. There's always someone that's looking, or somebody that's watching your marriage, your things, and oh, she don't know what she has. I want it. Oh, he don't know who he has. I will take her. And other people outside watching is waiting on you to mess up and waiting to say the right things for this person, or waiting to do the right thing to get their attention, to further divide you two apart. So whatever it is, no matter big or small, you need to discuss things with each other so that you can continue to come back and bond together. Not letting the sun go down on your wrath, trying to shorten that time. Be ye angry, but sin not. Do not get so angry you withholding from your mate. Your body is not your own. His body is not his. Come together. Do not give that foothold to the devil to come in and say that, okay, well, she won't. She will. He won't. Well, he will. Don't give that foothold to them. And always, always look for the positive in your mate. Remember what you first liked about them. Have that discussion. So having that banner of love, submitting one to another, loving each other out of the fear, being respectful to God for your love for this person. You vow to vow the original or traditional vows. Vow to this person that you're going to marry, that is something that you can fulfill. If it means writing your own vows, write your own vows. Don't just say something traditionally because somebody else said, oh, it's the thing to do or whatever. When you vow a vow, you're vowing a vow to God. So you need to make sure that your vows is what is something that you can fulfill, not a tradition field. And pay attention to being involved in loving, caressing the wife of your youth, or the person that you married and said that you would be with them. Let that fountain be full. There's grace and blessings within that. It's not good for man to be alone. And there's also blessings with two, where two, and how can two walk together unless they agree? So you got all these things and benefits. So long as you got benefits coming along with being married and being with this person and having that closeness and having the chemicals that God put in your body to run through, you best believe you're going to have an adversary that's going to come along and try to throw rocks or put stepping stones in your way and try to make a dilemma there that you think you don't have to solve. At least not right now. I'm going to make him say he's sorry. I'm going to make her say. That's foolishness. That's child's play, and it has no place in your marriage. I'm not going to go about the scriptures that I had set aside, because if I do, this video will wind up going longer than I intended for it to. But not withholding from each other, because you need that super glue. Life is hard enough. You're battling when you go out the front door. You're battling on the job. You're battling within the community. When you come home into your safe haven, when you come into your sanctuary, let's work some things out where we both can relax and grow together and bond and not have to battle between each other as much. Set time aside to communicate and talk things out, find a solution instead of being the issue of the problem. So that's all I'm going to talk about on this topic today. I hope that I've said something or gave you some words of inspiration that will help you along the way in this matter. Remember, turning to your spouse, not withholding sexual gratification, not giving way to the devil, and turning to each other for a solution. I am Carolyn Lewis, and this is FBMD, Faith by My Deeds, and I hope that I've said something that would touch you today.